My name is Katherine Lee. I had thought about it, but that wasn't my plan. If he said that he intended to be, before I got married, I probably wouldn't have. But he didn't plan it, and I didn't either. So God has His timing. The only regret that I would have would be that if I had been closer with the Lord, I think it would have been different. It would have been easier in a way to deal with some of the, life stresses. But the Lord is good. His grace is sufficient. Being a young mother, especially with the young children, is very, very difficult to have that first time, thing in the morning to spend with the Lord. And I struggled with that, and you are interrupted all night long, or you just don't get enough sleep and all that. But when I made that time with the Lord, you gain that spiritual strength, that, emotional balance that you can cope with, throughout the day and have that strength. It's not just worker's wife. To me, when he accepted the call, it was later, but it wasn't something that we chose, but it was a calling. And I think to be a worker's wife, you are accepting that call as pastor or as a minister yourself also. Especially for the women, for other women and other young people. You have so much influence. You have so much work. It's a call from God, and it's a privilege. It is something that you have to put your full effort into. It's not, when you feel like it or when you don't. I believe it's a ministry itself. And that's my wish, that I'm trying to improve or learn and develop myself so I can be more of a service to other women. There are moments, and ministers are not exempt from getting discouraged. They are human just like anyone else. And for them to go through and for us to go through, especially for the wives, I think we have more influence sometimes. In a way, it's not maybe seen, but we can either ruin their ministry or we can really build up their ministry as a minister's wife or pastor's wife. And the only way that we can go through those difficult times or challenges is, like I said, that daily connection with God and praying together, discussing things together. That's, I think, very important, because it's very easy to get disconnected from each other, especially he's so busy and you're busy. It's very easy to be not connected with each other. So first thing, to connect with the Lord as individuals, but also to connect with one another and pray together. I think that's the key. I can't say I have done, everything well as a family or as a wife or mother. I'm sure every mother would relate to that. We mothers tend to have guilt and regrets, remorse a lot of times. And sometimes Satan uses that to discourage us. To look back and to improve is another thing, and it's good. But with the Lord's help, we can always go on. I took, my role seriously, especially homeschooling. And I tried to do my best, whatever I could do, to keep them busy. It's not easy, and I try to do things that are more special, like trips or different projects together. And as they are getting older, I try to make that time with each one of them, to talk with them, to communicate with them, because that's key, is to communicate. I know the world has a totally different ideas of what women should be. especially to be a professional woman. The culture is just against us, but don't buy to that culture. Don't get sucked up by those ideas. The most important thing is to serve Him, God first, and your family. And God will reward us. He will give us the wisdom. He will give us the fulfillment. The greatest joy that you can see and experience is having the children grow up loving the Lord, serving the Lord, and also leading others to Him. If you can see your work, the fruits of your work in heaven, what greater joy and accomplishment can you accomplish in this world? Because this world is so short, your life is so short, and at the end of it, what really is going to count? Yeah.
It's been very special. It meant a lot. Thank you.
Thank you.